Okay, I'm Nick, and we are going to clean our M&P 1522. It is a very reliable rifle. First things first, we're going to pop our pin. It is unloaded. I already checked, there's no magazine, chamber is open. We're going to push our pin, pull it completely out the other side. Sometimes it gives us a little bit of a pain to open up, but it does. Okay. Now you have your weapon like this. You are going to pop the other side up. Just with a few little push, and this pin comes out. So you are left with your receiver and chamber. Got to disconnect our. As far as this goes, we're not really going to clean the trigger. At the end, we're going to spray a little bit of Rem Oil on our wipes. But all today we're going to need is some Rem cloths, some Rem Oil, and I use a bore snake. It's for a 22 caliber. You could use the poles, but I think a bore snake's more effective. So we're going to go ahead and set this aside. Now we have our barrel. And I got a lot of gadgets and gadgets on it, and I got this on eBay for 20 bucks. It's got the bipod attachment. I got a little 12-inch. It extends out to 12 inches so that you can have your larger magazine. And of course, gotta have the flashlight on there, little LED. And I put up those UTG grips, just to make it a little more beefed up, a little more heavy duty. So we're going to set this down. Oh, and I got a Trijicon ACOG scope on there. And it is cool because it has already has the attachment for the miniature mini mag red dot, which I'm going to put on as soon as they come in the mail. So we're going to open our bore snake up. Before we even go that far, we're going to go ahead and pull our chamber out here and set that aside for right now. Okay. So you got your bore snake, and it's got this little brass end piece here, and that's what's going to fed through the barrel. Okay, and it should be long enough. And then it comes to the thicker part, which you could spray the whole thing with Rem Oil. I spray it just where the little copper brass wires are. As you can see, so, and maybe a little bit after, just to clean up here, a little bit of a spray. So we're going to go ahead and take our Rem Oil and spray our little wire brush fittings, as well as a little bit behind. You could take the straw and spray it through the barrel if you wanted to. I don't go that crazy. I don't believe it needs to be done. So what you're going to do is feed it. I don't know if you can see here. feed it right through the barrel. Put our little brass piece. Okay. Now once you get it in there, you know what I found was easier was to go through the top. Just like so. I would just drop this through the actual top. And then line it up with the barrel hole. And that gives it a little more of a straight shot through. Kind of got to jig it down there. The first time I did this was I just couldn't get it down there. It's almost like I had to stick something down there for this to get through. So we're going to kind of just try and jig it down there. And it's called gravity. We're just kind of push. Down there. It's kind of a pain in the butt to do. Take a small little screwdriver and you kind of want to stick it down there. Just feed it a little bit so it gets started. I don't want to block the camera. Can't even see what I'm doing here. If it doesn't go, just take a little screwdriver and make sure you have it straight and so there's slack for it to move. And go ahead and just keep kind of fishing it down there. Sooner or later it's just going to fall down. I got this at Walmart. This is probably why this is happening. It's kind of being a pain in the butt for us here. But once you get past this, come on. You want to get on in there. I don't know why it's not working for us here. You know what? Because I still am new at this. I just thought of a pretty good idea. Maybe we'll just take some Rem Oil and spray this. Spray our feeder rod. And then twist it. Or you know what? How stupid am I? Here we go. Let's start over. So let's feed it down. Get our metal piece in there. There we go. Fell right through. All you need to do is spray a little Rem Oil in there and stretch it out if you're having issues. Alright. So now we know we got our Rem Oil on here. Already on our snake. Which, you know what? I might just spray a little bit more. Alright. So now it's almost time for the excessive force pullage. So out the bottom comes your brass end and it's ready to be pulled through. Maybe you want to wrap it around and pull down with it. It's going to be kind of a tight squeeze. Okay. Once you get started, it goes pretty good. Make sure that's straight. Just want to keep pulling. And pulling and pulling until it's all the way through, and you will have a very, very, very effectively clean barrel. And that is very, 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 very clean rifled barrel. So that's it for the bore snake. We're not done with this, but we're not done with the barrel yet, but we can put our bore snake away for next week when we clean it. You can clean your gun every time you use it, but I clean it every 500 rounds. Sometimes I go a little over. The first time I didn't clean it for 1,000 rounds. So you got your pin, your firing pin, and these little receivers here. All you gotta do is, see how it slides like that? All you gotta do is pop it off, which is, let me just push it in right, and then, if you can see, this camera, push in, and then push up on your rod. Like so. What the fuck? And now that's out. Usually the spring doesn't go flying like that, but then you'll have this, and you just simply pull it apart and set it down. You got your spring. And usually you take this off first. So all we're going to do is have a couple of cloths ready. And we are going to just go ahead and I'm going to start off with the extractor, and we are going to go ahead and just spray it up a little bit. And take our wipes and just get it all nice and perfectly clean. As well as this cleans, obviously you know this is Rem Oil, which is a lubricant with Teflon. I don't think they make it without Teflon, but there is another competitor that has been around for a long time, and I believe the name of the company is, I forget. It comes in a little black bottle, but it doesn't have a spray. It's not an aerosol, which I don't like, so I said forget about that. You could also just spray your cloths and just keep on cleaning until she comes like she was when the day you bought her. Just clean everything. You could pull this pin out, but the extractor pin, I just give it a little cleaning. We clean it a lot, so it's really dirty. And I just cleaned this too. Wow. You could even take a little screwdriver that's not dirty, like this one is, and stick it into the tight spots. Make sure there's oil on it, and that gets the tight spots real nice and clean. I'm going to use this old one. And luckily for me, when I shoot this thing, my MMP, all I gotta do is walk 25 feet into my backyard. A lot of people go to the ranges, and a lot of people modify their, depending on what state they live in, they modify their weapon. And it's just not a good idea to bring to a range a modified weapon, especially in New York State. If you modified your Smith & Wesson to have more than 10 rounds in the magazine. There's just so much black residue in here. They're just like crazy. The screwdriver works pretty good. Don't dig into it. Just nice and just get all the black shit off, and even double layer it if you think you're gonna scratch or something. But it's pretty clean to me. And the inside there's, I can't see. Okay. I mean, still got a little black in there, but it's alright. I use a lot of Rem Oil, I don't care. It's almost burnt, mine. I don't know why this isn't coming off here, but and then when you're done wiping everything down, you want to make sure that there's no hairs in the firing pin or on the extractor. Take one more rag, and this will be the final clean, just a clean rag. Boy, is that just filled. Like I just scratched that off. I don't know if you can see it. My fingernail. So we're actually going to work on this for another second to get this baby clean. Because if I can scratch that off, I don't want it on there. I'm very interested in getting the slide fire buttstock. Even though they're $350, it's almost like I can go spend $100 and buy the better model of this for the same price as the buttstock that makes it fully auto. You still got to get the 3-pound Tintin trigger, which I haven't priced out. I think it was around $200 for the trigger, unless I was looking on the wrong site. But these Smith & Wesson MP15s are a financially fun gun, and you can never, the possibilities are endless with the modifications on these. with the quad rail and the full rail for the scopes, which I don't have the iron sight, the adjustable iron sight scopes. There's some made in China for like $10, but they're not push button. I figure I just spend the $100 and get the pair of the real ones. And I picked my gun up from a place called Buffalo Gun Center, and it's on Harlem Road in the state of, can't tell, but they have every gun. It is the coolest place ever, and it's always jam-packed. People buy so many guns from this place. It just took me probably 10 minutes to clean this whole little thing. So I could take our little soft cloth here. It's kind of like hair on it. For my girlfriend, probably. This gives off the fuzzies. So we'll just go ahead and just final clean this up. And what I do is just, from a super far distance, that's it. That is clean. Okay. Sorry that I'm not giving you all the technical words. I know there's other clips on there that give all the technical words for all this kind of stuff. Truth is, I really don't even know. To me, these are two arms that make it go, make it fire. So I just love to have fun with this gun, and it is a really fun gun. And if you just purchased your gun, and if you're watching this video and you were delayed by your state ATF, don't worry, I was delayed too, because I had a traffic infraction, an alcohol related traffic infraction. You just want to clean these bars here nice and clean them so that there's a lot of grease on them, just the arms, because those are going to be slipping and sliding back and forth with the extractor, the firing pin. And I'm probably not even using those words in the right fashion. But hey, so that's all greased up and oiled up and cleaned. So our spring, I don't really do much with. I just set it aside. But this thing, which holds the spring on and makes it go, I believe, I just wipe her down and make sure she's got a little bit of oil on her. And that should be good there. Hope this video turns out good when somebody actually watches it. Okay, so, frick, I hope I remember how this goes. Back together. Just kidding. I am just kidding. Take our little screwdriver and clean that baby out of there. So, don't laugh at me if I do this wrong the first time. I believe these slide on like this. I hope you can see this. So you slide this back together. Slipping and sliding through there. all nice and oiled up. Let me put this on sideways so that when you put it back on, it will go against here. Once I put the spring on, it's going to have a lot of resistance, so it's going to be a different situation. And I'll pull it up close for you. Okay. So I hope you can see this, because I can't. We are going to go ahead and see, it's got to be lined up perfectly. And slid it down. And hopefully that's the way it goes. That seems pretty right to me. Okay. And I always just go through with another one of these rags, wipes, and just re-wipe, just in case any cat hair, or your wife's hair, or your girlfriend's hair, or sister's hair gets on it. And then you can go ahead and set that aside. Hopefully it's not in a pile of cat hair, even though I don't even have a cat. Okay. This, I just kind of take the cleanest wipe I have left, give it a little shot, and just get the end here, just inside. I mean, it's poly or plastic, whatever. Doesn't really need it, but do it anyways. Set all that aside. Now, like I said, we weren't done with our barrel, so I don't know if you can see, but we are going to get a new wipe, and just where the barrel begins, right in here, the lighting isn't here, it doesn't so good. All you gotta do is take it and wipe everything on the inside of this. Just wipe it all nice. Your magazines will be a little bit oily when you take them off. When you're loading them, you get more black shit on your hands. But I'm telling you right now, it won't skip a beat. And when I shoot mine, and I have a 25 round clip, I use Remington hollow points, just the regular Remington hollow point. You get 525 of them for $22 where I live. I can't say where I live, but it comes out to, I think 3 cents or 6 cents a shot, 3 cents a shot, something like that. Unless I'm just doing the math wrong real quick, but just get this all nice and clean. The little extractor arm here, and I'll even clean up here. Let's have a nice, cleaned, oiled, well-oiled gun. And to me, that looks pretty clean. Nice and clean. And boy, I tell you, it was dirty for only about 500 rounds. Oh no, this had about 700. Still got a half a box left. So we're going to set our barrel aside for the trigger, which I will be replacing, and you can modify it instead of buying. You could take this part of the springs. You have to cut. You take these two pins out, and then one on the top spring you just snip it. The bottom spring you have to make 225-degree bends on it, and then that will give you a 3-pound trigger. But we could just take our Rem Oil little rag here and clean it up nice. Yeah, just maybe get in there a little bit. Make sure everything's nice and lubed up. And that's about it for that. You can get in there a little more if you want. I'm sure you noticed, and there is other videos online. Obviously this weapon didn't come with this all colored in white. I don't know if it's just me or my camera. I think it's just me. With these all colored in white. I did that with a crayon, and tonight I am going to touch it up because I did miss a couple spots, as well as the MP sign. All you gotta do is take a crayon, the wipes, the little wipes, and some Rem Oil, and you crayon it in. You don't need to heat it or anything because this is poly, so if it was a AR, you would need to heat the AR, and then just a little bit of torchage, and go ahead and the crayon fills in nice. Or you could use nail polish, but I thought the crayon was more inexpensive, and you're not dealing with paint thinner, and if you use paint thinner, you could possibly screw up the poly. One more thing before I stop this. Inside where the magazine goes, just take a rag and wipe in there one of your Rem Oil ribs. Go ahead and wipe that out. Get it nice and clean in there, and oiled up. And then basically that's it. And you put your gun back together. Which is very simple. Just do the reverse order of how I showed you how to do it in the beginning. And because I still need to have this apart, I am going to keep it apart so I can touch up my little mess ups with my crayon. And thanks for watching. And my name is Nick, and I live in Hubba Hubba Heba. And enjoy your MP 1522 because they are a fun little gun.